No-fly zones are places that we must avoid, a place to stay away from, a place that ought to remain out of bounds. But just as in the real world, there are mental no-fly zones within our minds, places in our minds that our thinking must avoid, especially when we're trying to learn to become artists. There are 5 no-fly zones in your mind that I'm about to share with you. These are things holding you back, things keeping you from soaring to higher heights and taking your capabilities to the next level. So let's begin. The first no-fly zone is fear. Everyone knows we're all afraid of learning new things, and not even trying makes us feel safe. Now, taking the first step will somehow feel dangerous. But the question is, are we really in danger if all we're doing is learning to draw? The answer is yes. Yes, we are in danger. Not in physical danger, but rather psychological danger. We are in danger of seeing ourselves for what we really are. Learning something new removes us from our comfort zone, where everything is easy and straightforward, where there is no fear of failure. But once we go beyond our comfort zone, we get under pressure. The pressure to succeed, the pressure to not fail. And how we behave under pressure reveals the chinks in the armor, the cracks in the wall, our weak spots that need developing. So yes, when we do get out of our comfort zone, we are in danger of changing the way we see ourselves, in danger of realizing that we're not as good as we thought we were. In short, we fail to be good enough. But the good news is this: the path to success is paved with multiple failed attempts. So each failure makes you a success at overcoming your fear of trying something new. And when that happens, it changes the way you see yourself, which leads us to no-fly zone number 2, identity. Your identity is how you see yourself. You describe yourself to know the kind of person you are, but also you do it to know the kind of person you are not. So how we see ourselves not only shapes how we grow, but also shapes how we limit ourselves. So whenever we do something regularly and achieve anything, we do so because we tell ourselves that we are the kind of person who does these things, and to not do them is to not be ourselves. The same is true the other way around. We avoid doing certain things because we don't see it as who we are. So if you don't draw, it's probably because you keep telling yourself things like, I am not an artist, or I will never learn to draw. You see art as something only other people do, and you have refused to give yourself permission to see yourself as an artist. This ties back to fear. If you can see success in every failure, it'll be just a matter of time before you start calling yourself an artist. And once that happens, you'll pull the trigger and fire away. No-fly zone number 3. Aimlessness. Just because you've pulled the trigger doesn't mean you get to just shoot from the hip. If you do, that will of course make you aimless. Firing away, you must first of all identify your target goals when practicing. Your target goals will take the form of new drawing principles you'd like to learn. These could be anything from line work, shapes, form, perspective, shading, and color theory, just to name a few. So just drawing or just practicing with no target goal in mind is like taking shots in the dark and hoping you hit something. Having a more deliberate approach by learning from things like drawing books and drawing courses can give you the much needed structure that will help you on your path to achieving your artistic dreams. The more you learn these principles, the more you see progress. But what happens when you experience no growth? What happens when you experience stagnation despite continuous practice? This leads us to the 4th no-fly zone: negativity. Whether you believe you can or you can't, either way, you are right. It's easy to stay positive when you're making progress. You get filled with excitement as you ascend to the next level. But there are times when it all just comes to a screeching halt. The grind for growth starts to feel like all grind and no growth. This is when negativity starts to settle in, and if you're not careful, it could eliminate any chance of growth. In situations like this, Staying positive is easier said than done, but it does help to know that stagnation is actually part of the learning process. Stagnation isn't the end of the road, it's a milestone. And as long as you remain on the path, you'll start to notice the progress pick up again, and you'll be well on your way to higher heights. So stay positive. And now it's time for the final no-fly zone: impatience. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your artistic skills. Developing your art is something that will take time to cultivate, time to nurture, and time to grow. If you're going to work on a skill that will take years to develop, that thought might seem daunting at first, even overwhelming. But you have to remember that time will pass by no matter what you do. And when it does, it will feel like it just slipped through your fingertips. However, if you spend that time growing something, yes, the time will still slip through your fingers, but your hand will grasp and hold on to the very skill that you spent all that time improving. It will be something you'll have to show for all the years that have gone by. Something that will make you appreciate the present instead of longing for days gone by. Because who you are currently will always be better than who you used to be, and you'll have the skill set to prove it. So don't waste time, because if you do, time will end up wasting you. So stay patient and go the distance. As you avoid these no-fly zones, you will fearlessly create your own identity. Take aim, stay positive, and stay patient. Goodbye and good luck. This is Pure Pencil, signing off.